Ladies and gentlemen, this is Kaswar Klasra, the host of flagship program of the Islamabad Telegraph. Today, let me introduce you without keeping you in the queue. Uh, Mr. Rajesh Pawar. He is foreign policy expert and a diplomacy expert as well. He knows what's going on international front. Whether we talk about Ukraine and Russia war, what's going on there in Gaza, and then Israel's policies as well. From Asia to Europe to America, he is one of the pioneer of international affairs and diplomatic level as well. And when we talk about Russians and Ukrainian war, honestly, I don't realize another name who may be on the ground and who has covered the Ukrainian war from the ground. So welcome to the show, Mr. Rajesh Pawar.
Thank you very much.
Rajesh, uh, definitely we all know that Trump will be taking host tomorrow, and all of the world's media is actually focusing on what will happen tomorrow when Trump, take oath, and it's a hot topic right now. But my first question to you is, what are you expecting after he takes oath, and definitely he is going to be the one of the most powerful president of the most powerful nation. What are you expecting when it comes to discuss Ukraine and Russia war?
Look, I would say not one of the most important. As far as Ukraine is concerned, President Trump is going to be the most important person for Ukraine. And everybody is just waiting what decisions will he take once he assumes office on 20th of January, that is on Monday tomorrow. And Ukrainians are just waiting with they're holding their breath because he is so unpredictable. Nobody knows what he will do next because it's not always what he says, what he does. Sometimes he does things totally different. Though it was one of his poll promises when he campaigned for his re-election in the US that I'll bring Russia-Ukraine war to a halt within 48 hours. That's easier said than done because it's a very complicated issue, and it's not just that President Putin will pick up a phone, tell Ukraine that you stop the war, or you come to a conference with Putin on for a dialogue, and they will come. It is not so easy because Europeans have a very different attitude than President Trump. They want to continue supporting Europe. So it will be very interesting to see how President Trump will make this move and how he will make this war stop. Over to you.
Okay, that's correct. That's correct. And my another question. So, how did Trump's America First policy impact international, relations? The international world is actually facing through a very critical phase. Russia-Ukraine conflict uh, is always there, and the Gaza-Israel conflict. So, and you have actually given a very right perspective. So, my another question. Well, we know that the European have another perspective. European had always wanted Americans to be a very solid sport, but we have seen in the past, as soon after he was the president-elect Donald Trump told American that don't also to the he's told the European as well, don't look to America always. This is your war, and definitely you will have to take it forward. Well, America is always there as a supporter, but don't expect us to be on the front line. So, in your opinion, soon after he takes hold and he take control of the Oval Office, do you think that the first executive order, if he signs it, definitely one of the major conflict is Russia and Ukrainian war, and he will mention it, one of the five executive orders, if we discuss about them, do you think as an analyst that the Ukrainian and Russian war will be one of those five executive orders? What's your personal opinion about it?
One of the first orders, it is difficult to say because he has a lot of priorities and a lot of things he said he will do moment he assumes office. One of the first orders he's going to sign, which I think will be about deportation of these millions of illegal immigrants which have entered Russia, America in last four
Yeah.
to 5 years during Biden administration. I think this is one of the first orders he's going to sign. But with regards to Ukraine, it will take some time because we are hearing that he will have a kind of summit meeting with President Putin and with President Zelensky. Something with regards to that will come only after he has had these two meetings with these two top leaders. Also, with regards to economic effects, see, everybody is nervous right now because, as I said earlier, President Trump is one of the most unpredictable characters right now in the world. He has said he will levy 25% taxes on the goods imported from Mexico and Canada,
Yeah.
as well as from Europe. He has said he will put 100% taxes on the goods, especially electric vehicles imported from China. He has even threatened India will put that he will also. Can
Yeah.
you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you. Please, please
He has also
continue.
said that he will put taxes on the goods imported from India because he said even India is taking advantage of him, like all other countries. He has said he will force European countries who are NATO members to spend 5% of their GDP just for NATO. And 5% of GDP is too much because a lot of small countries in NATO right now are spending less than 1% of their GDP. So I think that the whole world is nervous right now with regards to his economic policies, and they're all waiting what next steps he will take, and they are all quite apprehensive about his moves. Over to you.
Well, Rajesh, you rightly pointed out that Trump is one of the most unpredictable leader in the world, and we all know that. And the way he discussed the Panama Canal and his statement about taking back the Panama Canal was an unexpected move. We all know that. And what? How do you analyze the U.S.-India relationship at the moment? Last time what I remember, the Howdy Modi was one of the biggest event in the history of United States, and the way Modi was welcomed by Trump there, I think it was in Texas. Correct me if I am wrong, but anyway, that was the biggest show. So Modi is still the prime minister, the powerful prime minister of India still, and Trump is taking oath and he is flexing muscles to be the 47th president. So how do you think that the U.S. and India relation? Do you think that it will become more stronger and stronger soon after Trump's take oath as the 47th president of the United States?
Look, first regarding this rally, Howdy Modi, which was held in US, let's not just see it from geopolitical point of view. It has a lot of domestic compulsions as well.
Hmm.
US has a huge Indian diaspora there, which are voters for Trump. Trump wanted their votes. Also, let me tell you, Indian community in US is one of the most influential communities because they are the richest ethnic group in America, richer than even whites per capita income wise. So it's a very influential diaspora, a huge number, and a big vote bank for Trump.
Yeah, please continue. Okay.
And somehow Trump in the end because of tariff fair. Having said that, it certainly has geopolitical connotations because Modi has a really good personal relationship with Trump. And as per one survey,
Yeah, that's correct. That's
Indians are among the top amongst all nations who have welcomed him. They sincerely believe that re-election of Trump will be good for India and will be good for Indian-American relationships. But as I said, with Trump, you cannot be not sure of anything.
exactly.
But I know that with Trump, you cannot be not sure of anything. But I know that India needs America because one of the top priorities of President Trump would be to contain China. And if he wants to contain China, he just cannot do it without India. So he has no choice
Exactly.
but to
Exactly. Very well said.
further his relationship, make it better with this cooperation. As far as Panama Canal is concerned, he has also said that he will buy Greenland, or maybe he will make Canada as the 51st state of America. So he has no choice but to do that.
Exactly.
of US. So when it comes to Trump, I think I believe he's addressing Greenland or having some kind of arrangement with Greenland where Americans can put their military presence on Greenland. Over to you.
Exactly, exactly. You read very well said, Rajesh. My last question, that is, you have rightly pointed out that Trump's first priority will be to contain China, and he cannot contain China without the support and help from the India as well. He is going to lock horns with Canada, also with Mexico as well, and we all know that what's on his mind when it comes to Ukraine and Russia war as well. And my last question is, in order to contain China, what help he can seek from the Indian Prime Minister? In what?
Look, India has a very long land border with China. It runs almost more than 3,000 kilometers on ground, all along Tibet, along the southern border of China. So India is a very important neighbor for China, and India and China have not enjoyed that kind of good relationship, especially in last 4 to 5 years
Yeah,
after that conflict in Galwan, where some of the Indian soldiers and Chinese soldiers were killed. So since then, there have been quite the relationship were down. India has banned all the social apps of China, like TikTok was banned in India 3 years back. But now there has been a breakthrough, and the relationship is on the rise. It is improving, and America is noticing that. And they won't like that. They would like to remain India as an adversary to China. And when they go for some kind of military action, be it in Taiwan or anywhere in East China Sea or South China Sea, they see India as a big defense collaborator with them. India is a part of Quad, which is a group of countries which includes Australia, Japan, India, and US, which is a kind of military alliance. Though they say it is not a military alliance, but it is a kind of military alliance which is targeted against China. So President Trump would try his best to make his relationship better with India. He will not try to antagonize India in any way so that India goes closer to China. Rather than his effort would be to pull or wean away India from Chinese influence so that the strategic relationship between America and India can improve further.
thank you very much, Mr. Rajesh Pawar. Very well said. And we all know that the Trump has already, played his cards as well. Panama Canal statement was really controversial. He has also shown his interest. What is he going to do with Mexico, China, and Canada? So all road leads to United States better relationship with India and also Quad as well. Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Rajesh. And ladies and gentlemen, Trump is going to become the president, for seventh president. He's taken to oath, and we all, even not, it's not about us, but also the world media will be focusing on his inauguration as well. And Trump has been unpredictable leader in the world. Let's expect that the first executive orders he would sign will be about to end to force the Ukrainian and Russian leaders, forcing them to come across the table to end the conflict. First thing, and secondly, what we are expecting that he would do is to seal a deal about Gaza and Israel conflict. Kaswar Klasra, Islamabad, Pakistan.